what makes someone cool? A writer for Esquire. Or not.
Snorting makes someone cool.
A writer for Esquire says she used to think being cool or uncool was in your genes, but now she's trying to make it happen. She's 30 years old. So is that something that you can actually learn to do? Can you become cool later on in life?
Really?
You guys are so hopeful.
Listen, I think the most uncool thing you could try to do is try to be cool. It's either you are or you aren't, but I think when you're younger, you're really trying to like be cool so you can fit in, and as you get older, you realize it's highly overrated to be cool. And I find myself, as I'm getting older, I don't really care what anybody thinks. I just need to be my authentic self. But I will say this, I do think about this younger generation that's grown up with so much social media where it's in your face when you're not invited to something or you don't have the latest whatever. And I wonder if it's more of a much bigger issue for them. I think every generation has been affected by it. But this generation, I think, is probably thinking more about being cool and fitting in than ever before.
I thought your 30s are when you're not supposed to care. Like, I thought that was the age where I remember for me, it was like,
you just come into yourself?
Yeah, you just come into yourself. And it's like, being cool is so subjective. Like, who decides what's cool?
Yeah. Well, I have to say, I have cool people in my life, and what makes them
Jess,
cool...
that's so nice of you to say.
Oh, my
God. I love you, too.
But what makes them cool is that they have no idea that they're cool.
Yes.
They just exude this coolness. It's effortless. They're just there. They're just cool. And you can try to emulate it, but as soon as you try to emulate the cool, you're not cool.
Yeah. I mean, I do think there's a nuanced take because, like, Donald Trump thinks he's cool, and he is cool in his circles, for sure. Because if it's just defined by confidence, like he has that, and I think there's something more, it is in the eye of the beholder, but there are people who I think we uniformly agree, and I'm thinking women. I'm thinking about Jane Birkin. I'm thinking about Lisa Bonet as two examples of like, and it's that effortlessness.
Yeah.
And it's also an authenticity. I think it's that they, although again, that aligns with the Trump conversation as well, but it maybe speaks to, I didn't try that hard to put this outfit together. To me, that's what's cool. I watch it through my son's eyes though, and he's 11, and I see these kids just trying to figure out what it is, and usually there's like an alpha in the group who's sort of dictating what it is, and they usually have a lot of money, and they usually have a kind of like, in his circles, it's sports.
Yes, I know
and
exactly
it makes me really sad because, again, I'm biased, but my son like plays bass guitar, and he's more of the artsy thing, and I think he's effortlessly cool. But again, I try to remind him that the coolest kids, like the kids who are at the top, they peaked in elementary school. It goes downhill from there. So you want to
that's a great thing to remember.
I think you really hit the nail with the authenticity part of it. Like, you know, I honestly think authenticity won this election, right? And I think if you really want to influence people, and it's so cliche, but I try to tell my kids, be yourself. Be your comfortable self. Don't try to be anyone else, because it's too hard, right? So I think there's really something there. That's how authenticity, that's what's cool.
Yeah.
That's what's cool.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.